Hi everybody, Rad Mom here. Welcome back to the channel where we're all working together to bring feminism back into the real world because we desperately need it. Because in the real world, patriarchy is still alive and well in the minds and hearts of many of us. How exactly does patriarchy continue to thrive in this modern world of ours? Today we're going to be investigating that a little bit. Let's dive in. With us on our little journey today is a Norwegian netizen, I believe he is, who calls himself The Click.
Live and let live! Everything is fine, you can do what you want, that's the whole point. Oh my god. Ah!
Bills himself as a voice actor, musician, and professional memer. And for some reason he decided to take on our Not Like Other Girls, and hilarity ensued. Some of this stuff really cuts to the quick of the problems that we're dealing with.
What's up, my guys? Men are better in every conceivable way, and here's why. You're more interesting. When was the last time a girl opened her mouth and you were like, that's an interesting point? Never. Literally never.
What?
You're more direct. I'm sick of having to translate everything women say to me.
I don't think you have to translate everything women say to you. I think this girl prefers the company of men. A straight girl who prefers the company of men. Gee, I wonder why that might be. Who then, is projecting this onto everyone she meets. Honey, you don't have to prejudge half the world like that. That's kind of crazy.
I love that a man can just tell me how it is.
And men are really good at telling you how they want it to be and thinking that that's how it is. I don't see why their perspective is necessarily any more trustworthy. Obviously, this is her own bias talking.
You're also more decisive. You will never hear a man uttering the phrase, but are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
You're more vulnerable than women.
They are more vulnerable than we are, aren't they? In a very specific way, right?
Everybody thinks that vulnerability has to do with emotions, when in reality, it has more to do with being your authentic self. Women lie every single day when they put on makeup.
I would argue that makeup does not make the woman.
You don't get that luxury.
Men don't get the luxury of lying daily? Since when?
You're easy to please. I've never met a man that wasn't happy with a smile, a hug, and a full belly. All I have to do is make a sandwich. And lastly, let's be honest, you're funnier.
Is that just a troll post? Hold on, I was like, this is such a grift, right? This must be a grift for very certain demographics online.
She's clearly massaging the male ego. This is the masculine narrative that we're hearing from this young woman, right? That's obvious.
But then you get to the last point where it's like, any man is happy with a hug and a sandwich. And I'm like, wait, you're also saying that men is like super easy and basic.
That's right. Patriarchy is bad for everyone. It reduces humanity to our basic biological functions and shoves us in two completely opposite directions.
I don't know. This video is like very subtly pooping on everyone. Is that a purposeful twist? Or is that just something left in there, but not on purpose?
No, that's a feature, not a bug. That's just how patriarchy is. The male ego gets lulled into this false sense of security with all of this stroking, only to realize that you've also been shoved into a box.
And it just implies the complete opposite. Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's not funny. That's how it works. So what we've seen here, this young woman prefers the company of men. I'm gonna guess she's straight. That seems to make some sense to me. But then she has also this internalized misogyny that we all have. Our culture is very misogynistic, so we have all of these assumptions bred into us from the time we were very small. And so she's combined these and projected it onto everyone. You don't have to translate everything a woman says to you. How exactly are we meant to take everything you say? It's ridiculous. It's clearly not logical. But that's a taste of the female motivation for keeping patriarchy going. Young, straight women often do prefer the company of men. And then they take their internalized misogyny and project it onto all the other women in their lives. This is fairly boilerplate. But what about the masculine motivation?
The world worked like that since Bible times and has worked almost 3,000 years. The moment humanity fricked up is women's suffrages. That was the beginning of the bad times. There is a reason you carry the child and not me. It's your intended purpose as a woman. Just like the reason I have big muscles and a larger is so I can work and build.
The concept of masculinity is built in relation to femininity. Because all man comes from woman. He has to define himself by what she isn't. from the very beginning. It seems to me that men lose a bit of their motivation to do any of their manly stuff if there's no, like, community to do it for. If women refuse to have their expectations projected upon us, they're left with nothing else to do.
The reason you have bobs and a uterus is so you can carry and feed a child. Your body tells you what your job is. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm breaking up with you now. Have a good life.
Your body tells you what options you have as far as reproduction. About as far as that goes, I think. And this is what I'm saying, where this patriarchal attitude just brings us all back to the nitty-gritty of reproduction, whether we want to admit it or not. That's what it's about, is controlling that. And the masculine motivation is not just brute force. They really are in a bit of a pickle because they have set up their identity relative to what woman is. Man is whatever woman isn't. Woman is whatever man isn't. Okay, and that's bad. You know, that's how they can shit on us. Anything that's feminine is bad. Anything that's masculine is good. See, they're set up in opposition to one another. And so in the male psyche, if you don't have woman to set yourself up against, what are you doing? To set yourself up as your foil, you know, as your goal. What are you doing? Don't ask me. I'm just a girl.
I would love a man like this. It makes me feel secure. They don't make them like this anymore.
They objectively do, though. I just left this in to show, like, sometimes the level of the discourse is disheartening.
What, guys that randomly send you a weird rant about traditionalism and then break up with you over text? That makes you feel secure? What?
The masculine and feminine motivation to continue living in patriarchal thought processes is reproduction strategy. Which, considering the state of things, I don't think is going to get much better anytime soon. Check this space next week. We're going to be talking about the political divide that seems to be taking the younger generation by storm. Because we can't tear down the patriarchy if we can't talk to one another. Come back at the top of the hour for the live stream and discussion where we can noodle around some of these ideas some more. And join me for that next week. Please like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel so that we can all work together to bring feminism back into the real world. Because we desperately need it. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.